It wasn't just another night match at the U.S. Open. This was the match. A collision not only of talent and tactics, but of time and transformation. Two women, once a teenager and a reigning champion, now both evolved, matured, hardened, softened, and risen again. Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka. The rematch the tennis world didn't just want. It needed. Act 1. The echoes of 2019. It was impossible to forget that night in 2019 when a 15-year-old Coco Gauff had faced Naomi Osaka under the same lights. The outcome was swift, a 6-3, 6-0 masterclass from Osaka. But what lingered wasn't the scoreline. It was the image of Osaka consoling a teary-eyed Gauff, inviting her to share the post-match interview. In that moment, the world saw not just champions, but characters. Naomi, quiet yet luminous with empathy. Coco, fierce but still learning to carry the weight of expectation. "I'm going to learn a lot from this," Coco had said, voice shaking, eyes determined. She meant it. 6 years later, she returned to the same stage. A Grand Slam champion in her own right now. World number 2. A woman no longer chasing potential, but wielding it. Across the net, Naomi Osaka, 4-time Grand Slam champion, mother, fighter. The road back from maternity leave was long, and the doubters were many. But champions don't fade. They flare. And now the court was set. Act 2, fire and poise. From the first ball, you could feel it. Coco's fire, Naomi's poise. Coco came out like thunder, ripping forehands, serving with purpose, and playing with the swagger of someone who no longer flinched under the spotlight. Naomi answered in her own language, quiet confidence, clean strikes, unshakable focus. She didn't match Coco's energy. She neutralized it. The crowd couldn't choose who to cheer for more. Every point ended in a chorus of gasps and applause. A cross-court forehand winner from Coco. A line-licking backhand from Naomi. It was artistry meeting aggression, elegance countering electricity. 4-4 in the first set. Then Coco blinked. A double fault. A wide backhand. 2 mistakes that Osaka, ever the tactician, punished with ice-cold precision. She took the set 6-4, walking calmly to her chair as if she hadn't just stolen momentum from one of the most explosive players on tour. Coco stared at her strings, muttering to herself. The crowd leaned forward. Would the storm surge now, or would it simmer? Act 3, Rise of the Phoenix. Gauff came out in the second set like a woman possessed. Whatever she said to herself during that changeover, whatever demon she slayed internally, it worked. Her movement became more fluid, her shot selection smarter. She wasn't just hitting the ball harder. She was playing with intent. Point by point, she constructed rallies like puzzles, forcing Osaka to run, reach, react. Naomi faltered for the first time. A few errors crept in, uncharacteristic, but telling. Her first serve percentage dropped. Her eyes darted to her box. Coco sensed the shift. She pounced. 5-2 Gauff. The crowd was now fully alive. Chants of "Let's go Coco" echoed through ash. Naomi managed to hold, but Gauff closed the set on her next service game with an ace out wide that screamed statement. Set all. Act 4, the battle within. The third set wasn't about strokes anymore. It was about belief. Could Osaka, still rebuilding after time away from the tour, summon the depth of her greatness once more? Could Gauff, carrying the pressure of a nation and her own ambition, hold her nerve? They traded early breaks, each woman searching for rhythm, balance, a crack in the other's resolve. Then came the game, 3-3 deuce. A 19-minute war of wills. Gauff saved 4 break points. Osaka defended 3. Forehand duels turned into chess matches. The crowd rose to their feet multiple times, applauding not just the tennis, but the heart. On the 9th deuce, Coco slid wide for a forehand and flicked a miraculous winner down the line. The stadium roared. She let out a primal scream. Osaka, unfazed, smiled slightly, perhaps in admiration, or maybe in remembrance of her own younger fire. But it was Gauff's night to ascend. She broke in the next game, then held for 5-3. Naomi fought valiantly, forcing Gauff to serve it out. Act V, the final service game. As Coco Gauff towed the baseline to serve for the match, the ghosts of past matches whispered. Would nerves return? Would Osaka summon one last twist? The first point was an ace. The second, a 19-shot rally that ended with a Gauff volley winner, part instinct, part fearlessness. 30-0. A double fault. A long rally. 30-30. The tension was a living thing now. Gauff bounced the ball 3 times. Looked up. Breathed. Next point. A body serve Naomi couldn't handle. Match point. The crowd was electric. Final rally. Osaka attacked. Gauff defended. Backhand. Forehand. Slice. Lob. Smash. Naomi reached it. Sent up a lob. Coco waited under it like a lioness. Crack. Overhead winner. Game. Set. Match. 6-7-4. 6-3. 6-4. Coco Gauff. Act 6, the embrace. Coco didn't scream this time. She walked to the net, exhausted but composed. Naomi smiled, met her with open arms. No tears, no defeat, just mutual respect. I'm proud of you, Naomi said softly, words lost in the din of the crowd but evident on her lips. Coco nodded. You made me better. They stood there, arm in arm, 2 generations entwined. Not rivals, not opposites. Complements. One forged by fire, the other by poise. And in that moment, the past and future of women's tennis stood side by side. Epilogue beyond the lines. Later that night, as press conferences buzzed and highlight reels played, a journalist asked Gauff what this match meant to her. She paused. I think it was more than just a rematch. It was a reflection, she said, of how far we've come and how far we still have to go. Naomi inspired me when I was 15. Tonight, we inspired each other. And maybe that was the real victory. Not just the win, not just the stats, but the story. A story still being written, each chapter richer than the last. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff versus Naomi Osaka, a rematch of fire and poise at the US Open. The 2025 US Open has delivered a blockbuster 4th-round clash that has tennis fans buzzing with anticipation. 3rd seed Coco Gauff and the 2023 champion will face off against 23rd seed Naomi Osaka, a 2-time US Open winner, 2018, 2020, on Monday night at Arthur Ashe Stadium. A rematch of their emotionally charged 2019 3rd-round encounter pits 2 of the WTA's most prominent stars against each other in a battle that promises high stakes, electrifying tennis, and a potential turning point for both player seasons. Coco Gauff, from teen prodigy to US Open powerhouse. Coco Gauff's journey at the US Open has been nothing short of a fairy tale, evolving from a precocious teenager to a Grand Slam champion. In 2019, at just 15 years old, Gauff burst onto the scene as a wildcard, captivating fans with her audacious play that carried her to the 3rd round, where she faced Osaka. That match ended in a swift 6-3, 6-0 defeat, but Osaka's post-match gesture of consoling a tearful Gauff and inviting her to share the on-court interview became an iconic moment. Since that debut, Gauff has become a Flushing Meadows force. In 2023, she claimed her first US Open title, defeating Aryna Sabalenka 2-6, 6-3, 6-2 in a thrilling final, becoming the first American woman to win the tournament since Sloane Stephens in 2017. Her 2023 campaign was marked by resilience, as she came back from a set down in 3 matches, losing just 7 games combined in those decisive sets. This year, Gauff has reached the 4th round for the 4th consecutive year. Her 3rd-round performance against Magdalena Frech, which she won 6-3, 6-1, was her most polished of the tournament, with only 4 double faults, a significant improvement from the 18 in her first 2 matches, indicating that her work with new biomechanics coach Gavin McMillan is beginning to pay dividends. However, Gauff's 2025 US Open has not been without challenges. She battled through a 3-set thriller against Ajla Tomljanovic in the first round, 6-4, 6-7, 7-5, and an emotional second-round match against Ana Vekic, where she admitted to experiencing a panic attack on court. Her serving struggles, she has 320 double faults entering the tournament, have seemingly been a mental and technical hurdle. However, Her ability to grind out wins with her elite defense and mental toughness remains a hallmark of her game. Naomi Osaka, the ex-queen hunting for Grand Slam redemption. Naomi Osaka's U.S. Open resume is equally impressive, with titles in 2018 and 2020, cementing her as one of the tournament's modern greats. Her 2018 victory over Serena Williams in a controversial final marked her first Grand Slam title, while her 2020 triumph showcased her dominance on hard courts. In 2019, as the top seed and defending champion, she defeated a young Gauff in the third round, a match that highlighted not just her power and precision, but also her empathy, as she comforted her opponent afterwards. Osaka's 2025 U.S. Open marks a milestone in her comeback journey. After taking maternity leave in 2023 and struggling upon her return in 2024, she has shown signs of rediscovering her best form. Her third-round win over world number 15 Daria Kasatkina was a statement, winning the first set without losing a game and hitting 37 winners in total to reach the first fourth round at a major for the first time since winning the 2021 Australian Open, a testament to her growing confidence under new coach Tomasz Wiktorowski. Osaka's earlier rounds were equally convincing. She beat Grietmann 6-3, 6-4 in the first round and Hailey Baptiste 6-3, 6-1 in the second, displaying improved movement and a lethal return game, winning 73% of second-serve return points. Her recent final in Montreal and 3 wins in Cincinnati signal that the 4-time Grand Slam champion is regaining the form that made her a world number 1. Head-to-head and tactical breakdown. The Gauff-Osaka rivalry stands at 3-2 in Gauff's favor, though their most recent completed match was in 2022 at the San Jose Open. Their 2019 U.S. Open clash saw Osaka dominate with her power, but Gauff avenged that loss in the 2020 Australian Open, winning 6-3, 6-4. Their last meeting in Beijing last year ended with Osaka retiring due to injury, making this their first completed Grand Slam encounter since 2020. Notably, in their 4 completed matches, the player who won the first set has always won the match, underscoring the importance of a fast start. Tactically, this matchup is a clash of styles. Osaka's game is built on first-strike tennis, with her powerful serve, forehand, and backhand allowing her to dictate rallies. Her 83% return rate and 73% success rate on second-serve returns at this U.S. Open pose a significant threat to Gauff, especially given Gauff's serving inconsistencies. Osaka's ability to dominate the 0-4 shot rallies will test Gauff's counterpunching skills. Gauff, meanwhile, relies on her elite athleticism, speed, and defensive prowess to extend rallies and force her opponents into errors. Her backhand is a weapon, and her improved forehand, with added topspin, has looked sharper in New York. Her serve, while improving, remains a vulnerability, particularly against Osaka's aggressive returning. Gauff's ability to stay composed under pressure, as seen in her third-round performance, will be crucial, especially with the Arthur Ashe crowd likely to be in her corner. A victory could amplify Gauff's greatness. Winning the 2025 U.S. Open would solidify Gauff's status as a generational talent and a cornerstone of American tennis. At 21, she is already a 2-time Grand Slam champion, 2023 U.S. Open, 2024 French Open, and a second U.S. Open title would make her the first American woman to win multiple titles in New York since Serena Williams. It would also mark a triumph over her serving struggles, validating her bold decision to overhaul her technique mid-season. A title run would likely propel Gauff closer to the world number 1 ranking, currently held by IGA Swiatek, and cement her as a leader in the next era of the WTA. Beyond the rankings, a victory would be deeply personal. Gauff has spoken about the emotional toll of this tournament, due to the mental and technical challenges she's overcome. Beating Osaka, a player she respects and views as a benchmark, would be a statement of her growth since their 2019 encounter and a boost to her confidence heading into the latter stages of the tournament. For Osaka, a third U.S. Open title would be a crowning achievement in her inspiring comeback story. As the mother of a 2-year-old daughter, Osaka aims to become the first mother to win a Grand Slam singles title since Kim Clijsters in 2011. Ups and downs have marked her journey since returning from maternity leave, but her recent form suggests she is rediscovering the dominance that led to 4 Grand Slam titles. A win in New York would reaffirm her place among the elite and potentially signal a return to the top 10, if not higher.